Looks like Blackburn Rovers are going to have to do some major defending this summer as the Vultures start to look up around Ewood Park. They're after the latest, greatest prospect from the academy, and we're going to have to do some defending. I'll tell you who it is next. That's right, folks. Back once again with another transfer video. Today, we're talking about a couple of big Premier League clubs sniffing around for one of our next best things, of course. So we'll talk all about it in a second. If you're new, we've been, smash your subscribe on your one-stop shop for Blackburn Rovers Championship World Football right here under Roverseas. Today, we're talking about Rovers starlet Igor Tyjon. That's right. Currently getting the attention of Crystal Palace and Manchester United, of course. A rivalry that's laid dormant for many years, Man United and Blackburn Rovers, but now it's starting to ramp up again as, of course, the Premier League heavyweights start to target one of our young prospects, of course. Let's get into it. Big shout out again to the VIPs. They are the patrons, you know who you are. But what we're talking about Igor Tyjon, of course. The article coming at you from here. Football League World, who pinched it from Alan Nixon's Patreon, that's right. So it's out there. It's out there, of course. Yeah, this is the sort of stuff we're talking about here, as highlighted by the Football League World. We've had 4 of our academy products come through the ranks, and they have, bar Ashley Williams, Ashley Phillips, generated significant transfer business for Rovers. So this would be in that sort of category. Ashley Phillips did make the move last season for a pittance of $2 million. And of course, this is what I'm scared of here. Of course, he's nowhere near. I'd say nowhere near the starting 11, but he did get a couple of call ups to the first team and on the bench as well. So the kid is edging closer. He's on the right track. But for me, I'm just worried about the. We all should be on the right page here and in the right mindset to understand where we are in the grand scheme of things in the football pyramid. We're not a team that can fight off the likes of a Manchester United, let alone or Crystal Palace either. You know what I mean? We are feeding these Premier League clubs at this point in time. It is the nature of the beast, and it just goes to show the current quality and maybe even should be the priority of Blackburn Rovers, and that is the academy. We've just generated 20-odd millions from Adam Wharton. We've also got a bit of loose change from a David Raya deal not too long ago. So we're still getting money off of that. There's also the potential for Phillips and Adam Wharton to, when they make their next moves in their professional career for Rovers, to also get some loose change from that. So. And at the moment, that seems to be our greatest income of money right now. Of course, we are looking to sell players over the course of the summer. Of course, to refresh this team. Sam Smollett being one of them, and that also could generate significant monies. But at the moment, we've got 2 or 3 or 4 academy products that are starting to get the spotlight put on them by these Premier League big boys. Tyjon is one of them. He's very young, 16 years of age, and again getting the recognition he deserves at Blackburn Rovers. For me, I'd like to see him stick around and at least sign a deal that could keep these vultures at bay, because I don't want to get pittance for this. Whenever the deal is done, because if Manchester United do come calling with I don't even know how much they're talking here. There's no numbers banded around in the article, but my expectations, because he's younger than Ashley Phillips, that we would get probably significantly less than that. So my hope is that we can get our behind the scenes affairs sorted out, and then have a chat with the kid and say, you know what, look, you're making significant progress already within the academy. You're getting ever so closer to that first team at such a young age, and then if you just bide your time for a couple more seasons, you might even be able to break it into the first team. Will you get that same sort of same sort of encouragement or progression at a Manchester United, or will you just get put in amongst the vast hordes of players they have out there, and then never get to see or smell a touch of grass in the senior team? You're so close already at Ewood Park. I think you probably even get minutes in the EFL Cup and the FA Cup next season at Ewood if you were to stick around. These sort of deals or these sort of rumours come around each and every summer with the Premier League scavengers come around the EFL clubs, academies, and try to raid their the lower league academies and take their best players. And it's a part of football at the moment that we've got to deal with. But I think the question really boils down to, is the grass always greener? Look at Ashley Phillips. Yes, of course, he's at Spurs ultimately, and of course he then had to make another move for himself on loan to Plymouth to get those first team minutes. He made the move to Spurs, potentially maybe thinking that he might even be in the conversation to get first team minutes at Spurs. In all honesty, I think that actually worked out quite well for Ashley Phillips. I think he got quite a lot of minutes. Plymouth stayed up, and he did quite well for himself, and he got a good, pretty much full season in the Championship. So I think he'll probably get another season on loan on the Championship with a top end club, maybe a West Brom or maybe a Norwich City perhaps, or maybe even dare I say a Leeds. A Leeds could take Ashley without somebody. There is progression if they do it right. And look at Adam Morton. Of course, he made the move as an academy player into the first team for Rovers. He's now in the England squad, potentially going to Euros for Gareth Southgate's team. So, the pathways are here. We've got a success rate really of players coming through, and I think we should just have a chat with young Igor, which has got the bossiest name in the world. Igor is just amazing, and just tell him, if you stick around here for another 2 seasons, you'll be playing Championship football for your academy. Your club that took you on as a youth, gave you your shot here, and it's always great for the club to believe in one of our own. You are one of our own at the moment. So just stick it out and see what you can. Of course, the lad only played a handful of games at academy level last season. He did chip in with 2 Premier League goals in 3 matches. That's probably got the attention of these Premier League clubs, as well as playing a bunch for the under-18 Rovers team. He's also featured internationally for England under-16s. He's chipped in with a couple of goals as well for them. So not too shabby for a season for Igor. So just stick it out, hold your own. And as for Rovers, though, the scenario with these is not as clear cut as it is with the senior pros. We don't really have much say in this because the youth contracts expire quite rapidly. So it's a difficult one for Rovers to deal with at the moment. Well, there you have it, folks. There you have it. Of course, that's my take on the rumours linking young hotshot striker Igor Tyjon with, of course, Manchester United, Crystal Palace. There are other big boys out there looking at him. Can't play for Poland. He's playing for the England under-16s at the moment. But of course, that could change very, very soon. He could be the Lewandowski of the future. That could right a major wrong for Rovers if we can get him into the first team and fast. Realistically, though, the kid probably is at least 2 seasons away from playing regular first team football at the earliest. So let's cool our jets. I just want him to be part of the long term for Rovers. I don't want him, especially with such a young age and a small fee. It's probably going to be a pittance, and we won't see the financial rewards of that. That's the scenario with these amazing young kids that come through. They could easily get blindsided by the big boys, but hopefully Igor is grounded enough to realise the grass is never always greener in these bigger clubs. Stick with us, of course. Look at Adam Morton, look at Ashley Phillips, look at David Raya, look at Phil Jones as a prime example. Look at Damien Duff. If you just stick with it at Rovers till your 18th, 19th birthday, you can make Rovers a shit ton load of money and you could get yourselves a grand old contract. You might get offered a deal right here, right now that might pay you significantly, but you won't get the first team minutes. You won't make that progression. You're a 16-year-old. You don't need all the bells and whistles just yet. Earn your spurs, earn your stripes, of course, earn your black and blue and white halves. Goodness gracious, stick with us. Don't be blindsided by the big boys just yet. You're doing great. You're on the right track. Stick with us, Igor. Of course, the grass is so the future is bright. It's blue and white, and it's got you in it. Until then, guys, subscribe, smash like, catch later. But until then, we are done.